So tonight, Insomnia. Dun,
Oh
dun,
my gosh.
dun. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. And I
the
know,
worst. Can we all just like complain about it just for like 10 minutes? Can we all just say how much we hate insomnia?
I think we're
Oh
going to
my
get
God.
there. We're going to get there. It's
Oh,
active in the community because I got a
yeah.
message from you like around 1:30 this morning. And then Jennifer sent me a message like right around that time too, because
Yep.
I just missed theirs. So I know there's several of us in this live right now that are experiencing some crazy insomnia. But what I wanted to I don't want to just make it about pain insomnia because it's not just us folks that deal with chronic pain. Pain insomnia has cousins. Look at the little
Family
star. That was so
members.
sweet. Yeah, they have cousins, family members that screw up
Yeah.
the other invisibles in the community. Have you seen any of the videos, which I'm being shadow banned something ferociously? Psychosomatic insomnia. When those of us that are having mental health issues where the anxiety keeps us awake all night, or where the anxiety ties into like our stomach or our gut and that upsets our stomach and we can't sleep all night, right? And then I don't know who's in control of all this, but chronic illness insomnia, y'all got screwed because there's no snazzy name like pain insomnia or psychosomatic insomnia. They just when they study
No,
it,
that is true.
they just call it chronic illness
They gave up on us.
insomnia. Actually, they get more
Yeah.
specific. They actually say it's non-pain chronic illness um, insomnia.
Yeah.
And I got one more thing to throw out that's a total bummer. That's a total bummer. And when I read this, I was like, you got to be effing kidding me. None of us can sleep. But imagine another, somebody tap. We had no more chronic pain. We had no more mental health struggles. We had no more chronic illness. Our POTS was gone. Our EDS was gone. All that was taken away from us. There's some psychophysiological insomnia. Psychophysiological
What?
insomnia, right?
What?
Ready for this?
No.
It's
No.
it's learned. It's learned insomnia. It's learned insomnia.
I feel like I have that
So
too.
what happens is on the nights that say for myself that I don't have a lot of pain, that
Hmm.
my brain is telling me I don't want to go lay down because I'm not going to sleep because I'm going to be hurting, and that starts to keep you awake. It's the cycle. Or if like you, whatever your
Behavior.
mental health struggle, say it's anxiety over some trauma or something, you work with your therapist and you get all that cleaned up and everything. Life is good, but you've had that insomnia for so long, your brain has trained yourself to think, hey, if I go lay down, all this is going to come back, and then you can't sleep.
That makes total sense. Because your body's used to having a bad experience when you go to sleep or you go lay down. It's used to not being able to sleep, or it, correlates sleeping with pain. So, I mean, yeah, that makes complete sense. I know somebody in the comments said, I feel like I have all of these. Yes. When he said these to me and I looked him up, I was like, check. Painsomnia, check. Psychosomatic insomnia, check. Chronic illness insomnia, check. I'm like, what? How? What? No wonder I'm not sleeping. I freaking have everything on this list here. Um,
Yeah.
but I think it's nice. The thing that I like about talking about all of these types of insomnia is because, our invisible community, is chronic pain, chronic illness, and mental health. Like we're all here, even though we do talk about chronic pain a lot, we, there's so many members here in our community that may not have chronic pain and they still are dealing with this type of insomnia. And so I'm glad we're talking about all three of them because I think it just rounds out the community really well and just shows that there is a type of insomnia for every single one of us. So you're not
Unfortunately,
alone.
unfortunately,
Yeah,
it's not like any of us
unfortunately.
want. Nobody wants another diagnosis, but I wanted to bring to the forefront and shine light on chronic illness insomnia as well as somebody gave it a I don't know. We need shorter names for all this. The mental
The
health
big
one, right?
words.
Yeah.
And that makes no
Um,
sense because whenever you're insomnia and you have a lack of sleep, you probably are having a hard time thinking in your brain fog. So why give us big names when we already have brain fog? Like how are we supposed to know these things? That makes no
I,
sense.
I'm thinking because whoever got to name it got paid per letter. So they had to,
Probably. The longer the name, the more money you get.
yeah.
Oh,
Um,
it
a question
stinks.
I have for folks, then you don't have to, I mean, you can answer now or answer later because I'll ask it again. Is for you, is it the inability to fall asleep or the
Mm,
inability to stay asleep? Or is it
yes.
both?
Right.
For me, it's the inability to fall asleep. That's the
Yeah.
major driver for me, um, because it my especially lately my feet, the neuropathy, the burning in my feet and in my
Yeah.
thighs has just been excruciating. And if I
Mhm.
do fall asleep, that pain will wake me at times, wake me up.
Yeah.
But so for me, the bigger issue is falling asleep. But for Val, it's actually staying asleep. And I'm reading in this stuff and a lot of the
Mhm.
comments, it's the inability. A lot of people, more people seems to be is having to be able to stay asleep. You know,
Yeah, I'm definitely both, but I struggle really, really hard with falling asleep. Typically, and I've been like this since I can remember. If once I get to sleep, I typically sleep in like 2.5 hour increments. And that I'm okay with, but it's just because if I can fall back asleep, then I'll fall asleep for 2 more hours. But it's the falling asleep that I have the most trouble with. And I envy like my husband, he hits the pillow and maybe 5 minutes later he's snoring. And I'm like, how what? I've been here for 3 hours. What are you how are you sleeping right now? Like how did you fall asleep so quick?
yeah,
Um, but yeah, the falling asleep is the hardest for me for sure.
yeah. It and
Yes.
we're blessed enough to have a TV in the bedroom that is basically Wi-Fi, has a Fire Stick in it, right? So I'll go on YouTube and find like the most boring World War II monotone videos
Yes.
that are like 6 hours
Bore me
long,
to sleep.
and then I'll start that, and then hopefully that will do it. And
Yeah,
that's about the only. I can't watch anything that's halfway interesting. But
I know.
but I
Because then
find
I'm
myself, yeah, because then I'm screwed. Because then I want to stay up to figure it out. Like the other night, I was sharing with you. I found out that one of the most popular meals at restaurants in London is mud bug pasta, mud bug ravioli. So
that's what he
crawfish,
texted me. What?
crawfish stuffed ravioli, and they get the crawfish. They don't fly them in from Louisiana or Texas. Nope, they get the crawfish from specialty places in Denmark. Who the hell knew that they had crawfish had mud bugs in Denmark? I didn't, but now I do.
Yeah.
That's the benefit of insomnia. So
Yeah, I'm with Joe. She left a comment earlier and said, I can't stay in one position for longer than 4-ish hours. That's how I am. That's the problem where I can't sleep for more than like 2.5 hours is because I can't stay in that one position. So if I can like wake up and move and then fall back asleep, I can go back to sleep for 2 hours. But that's the thing that wakes me up is the positioning and not being able to stay in that position for too long. And
yeah,
that's what stinks. That's the problem.
yeah.
Um, but
I
yeah,
don't know.
somebody I've done this to, and I've done this to people in the community. So I'm gonna fess up now because I've done this to many of you before. Kate says, falling asleep with your finger on the phone, hoping I didn't text anybody. Girl, I have sent you videos. I've sent random people
You have,
videos.
you
I've done
have.
that. I'm so sorry if I've done that to you. I have immediately, as soon as I realized it, I've apologized to people. I have done that so many times. I'll pass out mid scroll. You
I'll,
know, Zach always makes fun of me. He'll come up and he'll be like, you have been playing that same video for probably 20 minutes. He was like, that person has 1 million views because of you now. I'm like,
I'll
sorry.
wake up. I'll get up and I'll open this app when I'm drinking my morning coffee, and it'll say, it'll come across the top, Amy R messaged you, and then I'll open it, and it's like 6 videos of things like knitting or makeup application or the proper use of a fork in a dining room. I mean, it's like this crazy stuff, and I'm like, Amy
That's
was,
my For You page.
it's it's awesome stuff. Um, but it's
It
real.
happens.
And for me, what in regards to the pain insomnia, there's not a whole lot of research on it, right? I mean, if you Google, like type in definition of pain insomnia, every single whatever search engine you use or dictionary, it says it's painsomnia is a term coined by the chronic pain community. There's very
Mm,
little research on it.
yeah.
And we're at least we're I'm not saying it's a good thing, but at least the mental health aspect has a name to it, right? It has that long name. The chronic illness has no non-pain chronic illness insomnia, right? I mean, because people are studying it.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot of study going on
Mhm.
with the insomnia version of it.
Yeah.
Though, from what I understand, in theory, there's a new paper coming out on it like in the next month that
Oh,
I
awesome.
am going to get my new hands on it, and I'm going to talk to the author of it after I read it, and I'm going to pick his brain. And
Yeah.
it's being written by a pain specialist, a doctor,
Well,
pain
that's
doctor,
awesome.
which is
Yeah.
great because it's somebody in the field that's actually recognizing it and trying to do a study on it.
Yeah.
So I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to getting his opinion. So
Yeah. Carol, you're absolutely right. Studying it requires the interest from scientists or providers. And I do think that more providers are coming around to it, acknowledging that it is a real thing and it is, keeping us awake. So hopefully we're moving on the right path to where they will want to study it more or want to figure out ways to help more. Um, but I mean, there's always going to be doctors that are buttholes and just like, that's not real. Like,
yeah,
take a sleeping pill or something like that. Like, doesn't help. So, hopefully,
I think
we're
it
moving
goes
in the right.
to I think it goes to the doctors that want to treat the whole patient because
Yeah.
they understand the whole doom loop that if they
Mhm.
we aren't addressing all the aspects that everybody's going to keep staying in that loop, right?
Right.
But that we have other doctors that just want to, nerve stimulator or here's a medication, here's a psych med for you,
Yeah.
and where it's just because you're complicated and they want to try to find the easy way out. Also, one other thing about it, if you're dealing with it, I recommend, just my opinion, talk to your doctor about it because there
Mm-hmm.
could be another issue that's causing you to be waking up. Sleep apnea would be a possibility, and that could be
Yeah.
a pretty tricky thing that you want to have addressed. And before
Oh,
everybody gets weirded out about those big masks, that you used to have to wear if you had sleep apnea,
mm-hmm.
they have really minimized those now. It's a lot smaller. It's a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
less. It's a lot more comfortable. It's a lot less cumbersome. Some of them are
Yeah.
battery operated, where you don't even have to be plugged into the wall anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just.
Yeah.
But I know somebody that just had a sleep apnea test done, and they came back like on the fence. So now they got to go do
Mm.
more testing. But that could be
Mm.
part of why this person's not getting um,
Yeah.
a full night's sleep. So
Yeah.
please keep tapping on my face before we get restricted again, because we may get restricted tonight. Please get us to 15.5. I don't do a whole lot to make TikTok happy, so I really need to make sure I can hit the other ways to make TikTok happy cost money, and I don't want to give them a whole lot of money. So if you can just beat the crap out of my face, please. I would really, really appreciate it. The Invisible No More group would really appreciate it. So,
Yes. But
um,
yeah, I think, Kate brought up a good point with the adrenaline dumps is figuring out maybe why you're not sleeping. Is there a reason why you can't fall asleep? Or if you're waking up in the middle of the night, why are you waking up? And I know for myself, like, because I have POTS, adrenaline dumps are something that I didn't even know was a thing until probably a year ago. But if you have POTS with dysautonomia, I would wake up in the middle of the night and my heart would be racing and I would be like, oh, I must have like had a nightmare or something. And it was my POTS doing it's called an adrenaline dump, where it's basically your adrenaline hormones just go haywire and go crazy and cause your heart to spike up really high. And a lot of people, before I knew what it was, I thought I was having a panic attack. Turns out I'm not having a panic attack. It's just an adrenaline dump. But it's like I would wake up in the night with those often. And now trying different medications, I haven't had those as often. But I think if you can figure out what's causing it, that helps a lot. So if it's sleep apnea, something with your dysautonomia, adrenaline dumps, or if it's like your heat intolerance, I think those are, if you can figure, that's what I'm saying. Like if you can try and pinpoint what's going on, I think you'll be able to maybe find solutions. Maybe, not
Yeah.
always.
And I did a lot of reading the last 2 or 3 days on the different types of sleep
Mhm.
of insomnia. And another thing that's depressing, besides the fact that it can be a learned thing,
Yeah.
is I was like, I went to search like the top 3 or 4 things you can do if you have one of the various types of insomnia.
Right.
And they're things that we're all 90% of us have already done or tried. Like for
Yeah.
painsomnia, the number one suggestion that works the best, a heating pad. Okay, I'm not going to discount it,
Right.
but I was really disappointed. I'm like, come on, let's think outside the box. Um,
Yeah.
and that was really that, or cognitive behavioral therapy. Go to your therapist and start working on yourself to figure out why your pain is bothering you so much. Retrain your brain to how to sleep despite pain. Well, no shit, I'd love to do that.
Right. Aren't we all
You know,
trying?
yeah, I think we're
Yeah.
trying that already. Or the last one, medication adjustments or muscle relaxers. And if you're a chronic pain patient, you already know what it's like trying to get prescription meds from your doctor, right? And they're not going to. Nowadays, they won't write you a Xanax for if you have chronic pain, um,
Right.
because of the addiction issues. We're all going to become addicts, and we're going to die. Um,
Right.
and I'm not making fun of addicts in any way and saying that. I'm making fun of the medical profession that doesn't trust their patients.
Yeah.
Um, but I was like, this is your top 3, right? And it wasn't just one article I read, and it wasn't just one version of AI and went and asked. It was multiple, and I'm like, this is just a crock. Um, for the
This is not.
psychosomatic, some of the stuff it talks about the one page recommended. There's a couple of apps called Calm, and another one's
Oh
called
yeah.
Headspace. It's like
Yeah.
use that for 10 to 15 minutes for meditations. Or it said
Right.
try watching self-guided meditations on YouTube for free,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
That's I think that's valid, but I think you could also try that if you have chronic pain. For me, I
Oh,
could do that,
absolutely.
right? To
Yeah.
kind of help disassociate. It also
Yeah.
said kind of CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy for that. Again,
Mhm.
like I'm not trying already to retrain
Right.
my brain. But the thing with the CBT with the mental health insomnia, they're saying it only at best it's a 20% shot of it being effective because your brain's already overtaxed with anxiety and stuff like that. So you're having to
Right.
reprogram the anxiety as well as um, and
Yeah. Just get
uh,
a brand new brain.
yeah.
That'd be nice.
And I like that I read this term and I want to start trying to figure out how to get this term in my life. It's called sleep hygiene,
Oh
and
yeah.
it's described as strict bedtime routines to signal calm, like avoiding screens, put your phone down,
Hmm. Yeah.
or using white noise,
Hmm.
and things like that. Suggestions of set up a no screens rule 1 hour before bed, right, or using a white noise machine. Again, YouTube has a lot of great videos of just like rainstorms or
Oh,
that don't
perfect.
that don't get commercially interrupted with
Yeah.
commercials,
Yeah.
and it'll run for 12 hours to help block sound out. One thing that's
Hmm.
crazy, that I'm actually doing some of this, and I didn't even think about it till I read this. I've been burning
Yeah.
the bejeebies out of incense lately. Like at
Oh yeah.
night, like around 10 or
Right.
11 o'clock at night, I'll burn like an incense or two just to
Hmm.
try to train my brain that when that starts to start calming down, to
Perfect.
start calming down
Yeah.
and to I don't know if it's helping or not because I'm still fighting it, but the house smells better.
Yeah.
So,
And I
well,
think I was gonna say this, but Forky beat me to it. I think it's perfect. Is you can try everything, but ultimately do what works for you. And I think
yes,
what I have learned is that we are all so very different that the experts can say, don't have your phone before bed, turn the TV off, all these things. But I sleep better with the TV on. I like the white noise, or I like something on, and you know, just figuring out what you like and what works best for you. is so important and not necessarily always going by what the experts are saying or what people are telling you to do. I think that's always something to remember. But I mean, it's so funny because hearing all these things, it's like, oh yeah, I do this, I do that, I do that. And it's like, you're still, what do you do when you've tried all of the things? You've done all
Yeah,
of it and you still have insomnia. Like, I feel like so many of us are at that place where we've done it all, we've tried it all.
I know, and that's
We're
why I was
still,
saying I was so disappointed when I'm
yeah,
looking at all these
definitely.
top 10 things to do, or because it's all stuff we do.
Yeah.
For non-pain chronic illness, let's make it sound more official because it doesn't have a snazzy name. Non-pain chronic illness insomnia. Um, Specific bedtime pre-bed routines,
Yeah.
and I could see it. So like if part of your chronic one of your chronic illnesses is some kind of dietary thing,
Hmm.
what are you eating 3 to 5 hours before you go to bed, right?
Right.
Does that
Hmm.
help? Um, so that's kind of just something to keep in mind. I mean, I'm screwing up. I'm having caffeine at 7 o'clock at night. Typically, I don't do that. I don't think I do. Maybe I do, but I don't sleep. So if I don't have caffeine, I'm SOL. Um,
Exactly.
and also for the non-pain chronic illness insomnia, it recommends blackout curtains. Right?
Here's mine.
I mean, it's the
Great.
stuff that we've all done.
We live in a
You know,
dungeon. Love my little
and
dungeon.
this is not medical advice. I'm not giving any medical advice. I'm only licensed by the state of Texas to drive a vehicle. Low dose melatonin is something they suggest for chronic illness, no pain chronic illness. But obviously, don't take any kind of supplement like that without
Yeah.
talking to your doctor first, because you don't know what's going to happen. I'm not recommending that because I don't want TikTok to get mad at me for doing things.
No.
So,
But I will say on the melatonin front, I have done some research into it and I have found that actually it's kind of unlike any other medication where typically like you need higher doses or some people do to like get a full effect. They've done research and apparently the lower dosage of melatonin is what actually works better for people. So I know when I was taking it, I was taking the recommended dosage and it wasn't doing anything. So I took an extra one a night and was taking more to a point that I was like, this isn't working at all. And after doing research, I think I might try it again with some low dosage and doing like 1 milligram instead of like the 4 or 5 that it was recommending. So, like I said, I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but I was doing a lot of research and they've seen more success with the low dosages. So, if
yeah,
that's something you want to look into and talk to your doctor about, by all means,
it
look
gives
into
me
that.
headache. It gives me headaches. It gives me
Really?
headaches. Yeah. So
Yeah, it just never did anything for me.
yeah.
I
So
just, but again, I was taking a large, like I was taking the recommended dosage plus some. So
yep,
maybe I was doing it the wrong way. I don't know.
yep. And like Kate just said up here somewhere. I know she said it. They don't recommend it with some conditions. So please,
Right.
this is
Yes.
not telling
Always,
you to go to go do something. Don't make
no, always talk to the
any
doctor.
kind of changes like that without talking to your care team, please. Right?
Mm,
Oh my goodness. So is anybody going
yeah.
to sleep tonight? I don't know.
No.
I don't know. Now, can
No.
I want to bring up something. I was talking with somebody
Yeah.
yesterday about insomnia, and both of us are pain patients. Plus, we probably deal with some of the other two, the chronic illness and the mental health stuff that gives us insomnia. Has anybody ever has the stars ever aligned for you to where you weren't in pain, or you weren't anxious over something, or your chronic illness wasn't bothering you, but you stayed up to enjoy it?
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Thank you. Because me and this
Yes.
person, we thought we were nuts,
Yeah.
because I've done
No.
that where my meds have
Oh
actually
yeah.
worked, right?
Yeah.
And or I've done something and I'm not like in a lot of pain, but it's 1 o'clock in the morning and it's like I don't want to go to bed because this feels nice. I'm not high. I'm not wasted. I'm not overdoing my pain. everything just finally lined up for that one night. And it's like, I don't want to go to bed because I don't want to miss this experience. I know how
Yeah.
jacked up. I mean, it's like, God,
No, but
I
I was
feel
going to
so
say, like,
crazy saying it though.
no, absolutely not. And there's been times where it wasn't even like pain free. It was just I was feeling good. But then I want to know if you guys are now in the same boat as me. You don't know when to quit. So you take it too far and then you send yourself into a flare. Because I do that almost every single time. I'll be up and I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel so good. Like I'm going to stay up and I'm just going to enjoy it. But then I get to thinking, I'm like, ooh, you know what I could do? I could do this huge list of things that I've been wanting to do forever. And instead of doing, one or two of them and just basking in the feeling good, I do 100 of them. And then the next day, I'm like, I really shouldn't have done that because now I've thrown myself into a full blown flare up. Great. But it was really nice while it lasted. It was
Yeah.
really, really fun while it lasted, and I don't regret it.
Yeah. I'll overdo it. If I'm feeling good, I'll definitely overdo it, knowing
Oh
that
yeah.
tomorrow is going to suck. But man, that feels so much better. I feel when me and the person were talking about it yesterday, I was like, holy crap, somebody else does the same thing and admits it because it's such a crazy thing to say out loud.
Right.
But to see everybody else in here saying that they've experienced and they've done the same thing,
Oh my
um,
gosh.
that makes me feel so
Yes.
much less crazy because it is so rare, it is so
Yeah.
freaking rare. But at the same time, I don't want to give that little 2 hour window up. And
Whatever
if
it
I'm not
is.
going to sleep, I'm not going to sleep. I'm just
Right.
gonna, you know,
Yeah.
I'm gonna enjoy it, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
And Kate, you're
but
absolutely
man,
right. And especially if it's the quiet in the middle of the night, I can get so much done with Zach not around when he's just upstairs sleeping. Oh my gosh. I can just go through stuff. I can clean stuff out or I can read a book or do whatever. And it's like you just like I don't know, it's just you feel like Superwoman and you get stuff done and but then of course you pay
yeah,
for it. That's okay. It's the
yeah,
good feeling of having that feeling of this is maybe what like normal people feel like, or even just a little bit of feeling good. And yeah, no, you're not alone at all. So
I
many
think I
other
may.
people here in the comments are with you as well
I think well,
on it.
I see my pain doc on Friday. I think I may ask him. I bring it up to him. I'm blessed that I feel comfortable bringing that up to him. Um,
Yeah.
and just get his reaction to see because I bet he doesn't he probably doesn't see it as a possibility either because I'm sure that's not something that gets beaten to
Yeah.
their heads when they're in med school, right? To see if there's a reasoning behind it. I don't think we're crazy. I think we just cherish, right? Because
Yeah.
we don't get to do that very often. So
Yeah.
um,
I think we just embrace it and are able to enjoy it more, then and that's what I think about like our victories too is when I explain it to people, I'm like, how cool is it that we get to like celebrate the small things? And if we have a 2 hour window of feeling good, like how cool is that we get to celebrate it when, normal healthy people, that's just their normal. They don't get to celebrate the small things. They don't get to, enjoy the small things in life. And I think,
yeah,
finding something good out of all of this crap is so important.
yep.
And so whenever you can just take something good out of it, I feel like is really cool.
Christina nails it. We don't take it for granted anymore, you know.
No.
And
And what a blessing.
yeah, that those victories. I think is
Mhm.
going to be next Thursday. It's got a fancy term, fancy name to it. Are you ready? Post
What?
traumatic growth. Got the hat and the
Ooh,
mustache.
look
Look at
at
that.
that.
That's awesome. Thank you. Post
Fancy.
post traumatic growth, where you're able to take the trauma, and a lot of people, it's going to be whatever illness or diagnosis that we've had, or whatever other
Mhm.
trauma you've had, right? And find a way to grow out of it in a positive way.
Hmm.
So basically the whole thing on next Thursday will be victories, because that's really what it is celebrating the victories. And I'm anxious to talk about that because this community has shifted such beautiful ways over the past
Right.
year. Y'all,
Oh my gosh, has this community grown?
when
Yeah.
we started doing victories at the end of lives, people would drop off because they wouldn't want to share any of them. And now we have a good number of people that are hanging around because they want to not only share but celebrate victories.
Yeah.
So, so we're going to talk about that coming up next Thursday. Again, I just want to shine light on it, and I wanted to bring it up tonight in a safe environment, especially for all of our friends that are dealing with chronic illness or mental health. And I'm really going to start trying to do a concerted effort to just start calling it insomnia, because
Yeah.
it's not just us pain folks; it's everybody in this community that's dealing with the inability to get a good night's sleep. We're all walking around extremely fatigued.
Yeah.
So that's just another mask we're having to put on every single day before when we get out of bed, you know.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
so
And I
and
mean, the insomnia, I think whenever, speaking of insomnia, brain fog, hello, right now. I feel like I have the buffering symbol over my head today. But like with insomnia, whenever you think about it, you're like, oh, okay, it's really not that big of a deal. It's not like it's going to affect your life. Like you're going to be
yeah,
tired,
right.
but whatever. But it's like when you have like the painsomnia, the psychosomatic insomnia, the chronic illness insomnia, where it's a constant day in, day out. I mean, it literally affects every part of your life, like the brain fog, just not being able to have the energy to do anything, not having the will or the drive to do things. And sometimes like I've been going down a rabbit hole of chronic fatigue syndrome, and that is a wild diagnosis. And I mean, it can get so bad that you literally can't move. And I think, I feel I think I apologized to my poor husband 500 times this weekend because I was like, I feel like I'm complaining or being snippy or just like, I'm just tired. And he was like, no, I mean, you're not sleeping. Like, obviously, you're going to be a certain way. But I think just validating how serious and how life altering this insomnia can actually be, and that if you're feeling this way, or if you're not being dramatic, you're not doing any of these things, like insomnia really wreaks havoc on you. It's a real
So
thing.
so I wonder, do we bring it up to our specialist, or do we bring it up to our PCP, or do we bring it up to both? Right? Um,
Yeah. I think
because
maybe who's ever willing to help.
because not necessarily for insomnia, but I was reading a comment from on another video a friend of ours, Bo, posted that his previous doctor had him on pain meds and then this other supplement drug, right? And the new pain doc would write the pain meds, but said he had to go to his PCP to get that supplement drug. And drug and the PCP is like, oh no, it has to come from your pain doc, right?
Right.
And so here he is. Not,
Awesome.
I think he said that they may have given him, I can't remember, that they gave him like a 1 month, here till you figure it out with your pain doc.
Right.
But it's like you're the hot potato, right?
Yeah.
And
Of course.
so, and how do we bring it up? I mean, I think because if you have a buzzsaw of a doctor, they're just going to say it doesn't exist, right? What was
Right.
Dr. Pena's best line to me? I'm treating your pain. If you still hurt, it's your fault. That's going to be their response. But
Yeah.
I'm blessed that I don't think he's going to watch this, so I'll say I have a unicorn doctor, um,
It's a good one.
and I pain doctor, and I feel I can bring it up to him,
Hmm.
um, and
Yeah.
that's going to be a conversation because I got to figure out a way to get more. I'm going to bed at 2 and I'm up at 7 in the morning,
Yeah.
or 7:30 maybe,
Hmm.
and that's going to bed at 2. That's not going to sleep at 2,
Right.
right? That's often more like
Yeah.
3:30.
Very different.
Um, and it just feeds the doom loop. It feeds the snake,
Yeah.
which means my body's not given enough time to recover, which means the pain's going to be worse the next morning, which means my depression is going to be worse the next morning, which is going
Yeah.
to, it's just going to go right. And I want to mention blessed here. God, this had to be a nightmare Les said, I screamed out F you the other night in bed. It was such an uncomfortable night.
I feel you.
Yeah, I feel you
That
on that too. I'm sorry that it was
I
that
feel
bad
you.
for you. I really am. Um,
I feel you.
but
And
that's
I think
that's where,
I can't remember. I've lost who the comment was, but somebody said that they felt like their insomnia kind of snuck up on them. And I relate to that so much because that was something I was talking to my husband about. And I said, I don't know why it's hitting me so hard right now because I'm used to not sleeping. I'm used to it. I've never been a good sleeper. And then when my chronic pain started when I was young, I've never been a good sleeper. And so I would look at him and I was like, I don't know what is changing. Why is it hitting me so hard right now? Because, I typically in a 24-hour period would get somewhere between 5 and 6 hours of sleep. And right now I'm getting maybe two if I'm lucky, which is a huge change. But I feel like no sleep is no sleep. You know what I mean? And so I had that talk with him. I was like, I feel like it's kind of snuck up on me and I don't know why now it's hitting me so hard, but I relate to
yeah,
that so much.
yeah,
It's hard. Like I said, when you said bring it up to your PCP or your specialist, I mean, honestly, my advice would be bring it up to whoever is going to take you seriously and is going to try and help you. Because I've had many doctors say, well, here's a sleep aid medication. I've tried them all. They didn't work. And so now they're just like, well, like, just do whatever, find something that works. You figure it out on your own, basically. And it's so hard because sleep is so important. Like, that is how your body rests and recoups and heals. And for people with chronic pain or chronic illnesses, like, that time is so crucial. And I wish that doctors took it more seriously, but that's again why I said figure out what works for you because not, the cookie cutter 10-step program to perfect sleep hygiene is going to work for everybody. Like that's not that 10-step program or your sleep hygiene, that's for a healthy normal person. Like that's designed
well,
for
I don't know.
them. It's not
I think
designed
sleep.
for us.
I think that sleep hygiene can play
Yeah.
a
Oh, absolutely.
factor.
But that's what I mean. Just like take bits and pieces of it and figure out what works for you.
Yeah,
And, that's like, don't get discouraged when you do it all and maybe that doesn't specifically work for you. Take bits and pieces and figure out
I'm sorry.
what exactly is best for you.
I misunderstood. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're
Um,
fine.
but yeah, I think like you burning these stupid incense, it drives somebody crazy because they hate it because they make a mess, right? Um, but I'm really leaning into it, and it's working. It's not helping me fall asleep right away,
Yeah.
obviously, but it's calming me down, and I
Yeah.
think that's a good aspect for it, you know.
Yeah.
And I just wish that there were better
Mhm.
alternatives and more outside the box type stuff. And um, would you care to
Yeah.
introduce Victories, Queen?
Oh, absolutely. Victories, our favorite part of the night. So if you are new here or if you are a regular, you know exactly what this is. This is part of our live where we're going to celebrate each other and we are going to love on all of your victories this week. So any victory that you have had, big or small, whatever it may be, put it in the comment section. We are going to shout it out and everybody's going to cheer you on. It could be as simple as coming to this live or, taking a shower, hanging out with family members, going to the grocery store, whatever you did, a small victory or a really big victory, put it in the comments because we want to celebrate you. And so I'm going to encourage every single person in here to do that because I love when we have the comment section just full of victories. That fills my heart. So let's
It
hear
does.
them.
It does.
Shout
And
it out.
look at this, man. We started off with a major league victory. Oh, check out the little heart thing. That's pretty cool. Thank you for that.
Oh,
Elsie has starts it off for the very first one tonight, and it's magnificent. My victory is that I am home from the hospital. I got discharged yesterday.
so glad you're home.
Hallelujah. I hope things are
What a
getting better for
blessing.
you. That is awesome.
What a blessing. So
Um,
glad you're home.
Valerie said that hers was she went to church on Sunday.
It's
That's huge because
amazing. So happy for
Valerie has
you.
been so landlocked inside this house with her MG. It's
Good to
just
get
crazy.
out.
And thank you for the hearts. You guys are
Good to
great.
get out. That's so
Appreciate you for
cute.
that. Mama Dukes, I cooked for my family. That one is awesome.
That's
Um,
amazing.
Meg, I made it to the downtown market. That is awesome. Look at all
Fun.
that.
Look at you getting out of the
Um,
house.
I just missed
That's
one. It was about the dryer. Where did it come from? Where
Oh,
did I?
after 4 days, I took care of the clothes in the dryer. Mama Douglas, I'm glad. Hey, you got to it eventually. That's all that matters.
That's all that
I'm so
matters.
proud of you.
I am an expert at living out of a dryer. I can do that.
Yes, that's
I can
totally
do that.
fine. We all do
Um,
it.
y'all, Leslie had a
Leslie.
huge one, and I know some of the history behind it. And God dang it, Leslie, that's fucking amazing. I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy for you that
Wow.
that you went back to 2 days. You got back to work for 2 days. I am very, very happy for you. I'm proud for you. That is
You.
gonna make me tear up.
That's
Um,
awesome.
Jennifer Paradise starting to set goals again and actively working towards them. How
Proud
about
of you,
that, huh?
sis.
Look at
I
that. That's
love
an awesome
that.
one.
And working toward
Um,
them. So proud of you.
that's
Oh
it.
no,
That's it, right?
that's
Um,
so awesome.
Erica, I made it through
Yes.
one night and 3 hours feeds with grandbaby. Slept for 17 hours.
You
Oh my
deserve
God.
that. You
You do
deserve that.
deserve that, but I might
You
even
deserve it.
try
That's
that.
so
I
sweet.
don't typically do babies, but if I could sleep for 17 hours, maybe that's the magic pill I need. There we
Love to
go.
snuggle a baby.
Um,
Love it.
so,
That's
and I just got
amazing.
scooped all the way down to the bottom. So we're gonna have to, if I'm
You
missing some
do.
stuff, um,
Oh my goodness.
I missed it. I know I'm missing some.
Miss
Let's see.
Elise, I'm so glad that you got out of the hospital. Your kidneys got a little spicy. That's a fun way to put it. I love that.
Kate made it to the Riverwalk for the first time in weeks. Hallelujah. That is awesome.
Yay.
Valerie says she's lost
Fun.
Valerie's lost 9.9 pounds in July. Look at that. And that's an intentional good walk thing. That is good.
That's yes. We love an
That's a
intentional
good
weight
thing.
loss.
Um,
Miss Erica has lost 30 pounds.
that's
That's
crazy.
amazing. I know
That
you're
is
doing
freaking
great with
awesome.
your weight loss.
Uh,
So
Campbell,
proud to hear all of
Campbell,
it.
Campbell kid got a walker. Congratulations on that. Congratulations on using it. I'm hoping it
Yes,
really helps
proud
you
of
a lot.
you.
You know, what
That's
else am
so
I missing?
awesome.
See,
I
where am
love
I?
it.
These are just incredible yet, you know?
That's true.
These are just,
That's so awesome, guys. I love to hear that. Campbell, I made it a lap around the hospital. That is a victory because
that's
those
huge,
floors, those laps can be really big.
you know? That is
So
huge.
good.
That
And
is,
just being able, having the confidence to use the walkers. I know sometimes using new medical devices or, things like that can be kind of daunting or, you don't want to use them. So I'm proud of you for using it and walking. That's
yeah,
amazing.
that's incredible, man. I am very, very happy and very proud.
You
That's,
love
that's a cool
these.
thing, you know?
Awesome.
So,
That's awesome. Miss Erica, you cleaned the shower and you put a shower chair in there. My goodness.
wow.
That's
Hang
amazing.
on.
That is so cool. Good for you, sis.
I
You
think the
know what,
doc,
Thrifty, Miss Thrifty Texas Mama, that is exactly why we do these victories. They give they give me hope too, and that's the point. And that's why I know we're going to talk about it on Thursday is the change that this community has made where I'm so proud of everybody for cheering on and sharing their victories every single week because there's going to be weeks where you may not have a really big victory or you may not have a victory at all. But cheering on others and being happy for others is such an important thing. And knowing that your victory is coming, I can promise you that your victory is coming. And I love that it gives you hope because that's exactly how I feel about these victories is that it gives me hope that my victories are coming as well. And I feel like it's good karma when you're happy for others who are having good victories. And
yep,
I just, I love that you said that. So thank you.
I love that. And this one, I don't want to miss this one. Anthony said that he started ketamine therapy. Congratulations, brother. I pray for you, man. I hope it works. I hope it helps
I
you a
hope
lot.
it works.
I know that the type that I'm on, it's a 7 out of 10. Sometimes it's an 8 out of 10. I'm glad that I'm taking it. I'm glad that mine is working. So I hope whatever therapy they have you on is working too. Um, who said that? Somebody said they
That's
got
amazing. That's so
finally got
cool.
approval from a full body MRI. It's scary, and,
Yay.
and not knowing. Congratulations on that.
Yeah.
Yes,
But I'm so
that is
glad
also
you got
good.
approval.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Kimberly, I thank you for also saying this comment, Miss Kimberly. She said, the victories have lifted my spirits on some of the worst days. Again, that's why we do it. And I think I'm so proud of this community for coming around and sticking with us through this victory section because it really does. Like, it gives you, this community has provided so much hope, not only for me, but for so many other people that I
Yep.
talk to. And you know, that's the whole point of this victories thing. And I remember whenever we started this, we had to make the disclaimer every single week. You are not bragging. This is not a bragging section. Don't take it as a bragging section. You share your victories. You're not bragging. You're not putting others down
No.
because people were so scared to share their victories. And I'm just so glad that we've shifted and people are loving the victories and you get hope from it because that's exactly what it is. Like, your victories are coming. I can guarantee you
Yeah.
something good will happen.
Yep.
Big or small, maybe. I don't
It
know, but
is.
something good is going to happen.
You're right, Heidi. For sure, victories help keep the hope alive for all of us, and that's it. And Carol, it was hard in the beginning. Um, Everywhere else, you are ashamed when I tell people that I finally got a shower this week. What do you mean you only
Mhm.
got one shower this week? You're supposed to take one every day. There's absolutely
Yeah.
no freaking way I could do one every day. There's just not. Nothing would ever get accomplished because that's where all my energy would go. Is just a
Yeah.
recovery from that. And in this community, we understand that a shower is that important of a mental victory for us, you know. And
Mhm.
so, Campbell, I love how you said that you share it. That you share. I always try to share have one victory when I see my unicorn doctor.
That's
And
awesome.
they need to know. They need to know if you are on
Yeah.
a decent treatment plan where there's chronic illness, mental health, or chronic pain. Let them know that
Mhm.
you're able to do something. You know,
Yeah.
because that helps give them. They can, especially if you're a chronic pain patient, they can document in your file. Hey, the patient is able to do this now, where before without the medication they couldn't do that. Or
Yeah.
if it's a mental health or a chronic illness issue, they can document that, hey, this is something that we've tried a gazillion things, but here's something that's working, and now the patient can do this, which will encourage the doctor to keep trying other things as well. And not only
Absolutely.
just with you, but with other patients. That'll give them more hope to help try different things with different patients. So it's
Yeah.
important. It really is. Elsie says, one more thing, Victory. I restocked my skincare suitcase. I bought all the must haves that I needed. There you go.
Yes. I love it.
You know,
Kate, I'm putting that quote on I have some quotes on my mirror. I'm putting that on there. You're right. Never feel judged by someone who hasn't had to recover after a shower.
yeah,
So true. Like, listen, don't feel judged by people who can just do whatever they want because we are not living the same life. Like, do
no,
not let people who can just do anything they want judge you because they have no clue what your life is like and they have no clue the struggle
yeah,
that they take it the luck it's a luxury for them, and I think, I've been judged by many people because I don't take showers every day and I'm like, well, be thankful that you can
yeah,
because maybe one day you won't be able to. So
yeah. And on a
good deal.
side note, if you ever need a quote for something, ask Kate. Kate always
So good.
has good quotes. It's like
So good.
a therapy or a hobby, I think, for Kate. And Kate can always find a good quote on stuff. So, um,
Yeah.
whew,
So good.
I need to
Ooh, I'm
get some pain
there we
meds
go.
in me. So, anything else anybody needs to throw out? Do you need to get something off of your chest? Do you need to say something? Do you need something else to celebrate? Do you have questions? now is your time, because if not, I think we're going to take out. So I can hear my dog scratching at the bedroom door, which I'm sure is
They're
driving
ready to get out.
somebody crazy. Yeah.
They are.
So
He's rescuing. Rescue her.
yeah,
Poor lady.
I need to.
Uh,
I'm surprised you can't
yeah.
hear Danny, because I can hear him in
Uh-uh.
my earbuds. So, Miss Amy, do you have any final shots for tonight? Any final thoughts for tonight?
Well, you guys know my normal spiel. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us and spending your evening with us, and sharing all of your everything you're going through. Like, the reason we brought up insomnia tonight is because fellow members of the community have been talking about how much the insomnia has been affecting our lives. And I'm so grateful that we can come together and share all of these experiences together and know that you're not alone. And maybe there's something that you haven't tried that we talked about tonight that maybe you can throw in the routine and give it a shot. So thank you guys for always being here and supporting us. And thank you for choosing Chris Rock. He will maybe be painted
Maybe.
sometime soon. You guys will choose the paint color, obviously, but we'll get the googly eyes on Dwayne and we will be ready to go. But thank you guys for coming tonight. I love you all so much. I hope everybody gets a little bit of restful sleep tonight. That is my hope for all of you. So
Yeah.
thank you.
And thank you for, I'm going to echo every word that Amy just said. And I want to just bring up one more time. It's not just painsomnia, y'all. It's mental health issues that gives us insomnia. There's chronic illness issues. So you're not alone in that. So when you hear painsomnia, just revert to back what impacts you, because I'm going to do my very best to just start using the term insomnia instead of painsomnia, because I think that better reflects everybody in the community. If you need me right now, I'm going to be 10,000% honest. You have to email me, keithcpp@gmail.com. If it has to be through the app, email or message Amy, and Amy will get a hold of me so I can get a hold of you. That's really the best way. I am so far behind on my messages, and I'm never going to get caught up. I'm working on it, but I never am. So that's the best way. It's not that I don't love you or respect you or care about you. I just have way too many right now to process them. Other than that, great live tonight. You guys are amazing. Thank you for being there, supporting each other, not just your two people up here on the screen, Amy and I. You guys do so much for us. If we can ever do stuff for you, please let us know. So we'll see you Thursday night. Till then, please be safe. And here's to tomorrow being at least a little bit better. Love you guys. Peace. See you. Bye.